Boom. Hey! Your boy Ken! DB in the Heezy, in the Fox Hill Dreams, and Amanda C. Boom. Sinfan, Petty Deb, Midas Cat. The Joe Tough Guy is here. Karen Purdy from Newton Falls, Ohio. Anita, Michelle Warmouth, Stephanie, Lucy L is here. Bernadette, Tracy, Jasmine, Lacey, Lee from Leeds, UK. Sheila McGinnis. Oh. I got carried away. Hey! Yes, don't forget to like if you like the chair dancing. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and this is a story time. All right. Welcome, guys. Happy Tuesday. In the house, in the place to be. We got some exciting things. I have some exciting things to share with you guys, and you're going to find out exactly what it is when we do today's stories of the day. Stories of the day. Day 7 of the Chauvin trial has shown us that Derek Chauvin is on trial, not the crowd. Florida wastewater pond is on the verge of a catastrophic collapse. Senate parliamentarian provides the United States Senate with a helpful sidestep maneuver. Brooklyn Dad Defiant, aka BDD, has a new promotional video, and I can't wait to show you guys for real. Last but not least, Raggedy Mitch McConnell is today's You Raggedy Bish. Or should I say, You Raggedy Mish. No, Mitch, Mish. Yeah, so, I finally did complete that promotional video, and it's fun. I like it. I showed Scribble My Dibble, of course, because she is always my advisor, and she did make some helpful suggestions, although I was like, I'm not going to do those. Because I'm not really good at video editing, and I did this shit myself, and it took a very long time. I don't feel like changing it, but I'm going to show you guys. But something else I wanted to show you. This might be filed under TMI. I don't know, but you guys remember? I think a week or two ago, I mentioned that I'm going to be 53 this month. And I completely neglected to get my colonoscopy. You know, they're going to look up the poop chute. Anyway, so I got my bowel prep kit. It is to prep my bowels so I can poop properly. Is that TMI? I'm sorry. I can't help it. You know, you guys know. Shit, this is life, man. We all grown folks up in here. You gotta do what you gotta do. And you gotta do what you gotta do. Is my dad humor. Jen and Fat Tony want to know, when are we having the BDD B-Day party? I don't know. What day is the 28th? What day does that fall on? Is that a weekend? Because if it's a weekend, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it before. Maybe we'll do it after. I don't know. I haven't even thought about that yet. It's a long time away before I become the same age as this counter here. What? I'm going to be that many years old in a few weeks. Well, better get old than not age at all, because if you're not aging, you're dead. Huh? Yeah, so let's see, what else did I have oh yeah, let's just do this. Let's just jump on in to the quick hits. Hit that son bitch! Hit him! Yeah, hit him for reals. Okay, quick hits. The All-Star Game. As we know, Major League Baseball took a big, gigantic, non-voter suppression step back from Georgia. And they were like, you know what? We're not feeling you, right? So they pulled the All-Star Game out of Georgia, and they have decided to hit Denver, Colorado. Yeah, Colorado, right? Yeah. So the Mile High City, that's at Coors Stadium, is going to be hosting the All-Star Game. So congratulations to Colorado. And believe it or not, some people are trying to say that, oh, why would you move it to Colorado? There's fewer black folks there, and there's more voter restriction. And we're going to get into the correcting of the record on that. But I'm going to let Jen Psaki do it with her Psaki bomb. She dropped another Psaki bomb today. Every day, it seems like every press conference, some unsuspecting dumbass reporter wanders into a Psaki bomb, and, well, it serves you right. You sure ought to know. Oh, okay, let's just do it now. Here's Jen Psaki. We don't get to see her that much these days because the Derek Chauvin trial has been dominating the news. Both CNN and MSNBC are running it pretty much wire to wire. But I would be remiss in not sharing the latest Psaki bomb with you guys to clarify the whole, voter situation in Colorado.
Is the White House concerned that Major League Baseball is moving their All-Star Game to Colorado, where voting regulations are very similar to Georgia?
Nope.
Well, let me just refute the first point you made. First, let me say,
Get 'em.
On Colorado, Colorado allows you to register on Election Day.
Right.
Colorado has voting by mail, where
Right.
they send to 100% of people in the state who are eligible applications to vote by mail. 94% of people in Colorado
94.
voted by mail in the 2020 election. And they also allow for a range of materials to provide, even if they vote on Election Day, for the limited number of people who vote on Election Day.
That's right.
I think it's important to remember the context here.
Important.
The Georgia legislation is built on a lie. There was no widespread fraud in the 2020 election. Georgia's top Republican election officials have acknowledged that repeatedly in interviews. And what there was, however, was record-setting turnout, especially by voters of color. So Instead, what we're seeing here is for politicians who didn't like the outcome, they're not changing their policies to win more votes. They're changing the rules to exclude more voters. And we certainly see the circumstances as different. But ultimately, sorry, let me add one more thing. It's up to Major League Baseball to determine where they're holding their All-Star game.
Okay.
Woo! Boom! You've been Psaki bombed, Peter Ducey. He's always stumbling into that shit. I wonder if there's somebody in the press room that's like, yeah, here's a good one. Ask her this one here. She just like winds up, and she's not even nasty about it. I love it. She's not nasty. She's not petty. She's very matter-of-factly, very polite, but quite thorough. That was a much more thorough answer. It wasn't one of those, let me circle back to you on that. No, she was like, oh, I've been waiting for you to ask me this. Here you go. Boom! Psaki bomb. Love Jen Psaki. She's fantastic. Alexei Navalny is the opposition leader. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I knew something was missing here. I'm missing my quick hits tune. There we go. Alexei Navalny is the opposition leader in Russia. He ran against Vladimir Putin, and let's say he hasn't had any good luck there. They attempted to poison him. They did poison him. Vladimir Putin said, I have nothing to do with it. If I wanted him dead, he would be dead. Yeah, but he's right now, he is very close to dead. He is in prison. He is being denied a doctor, like an actual doctor, to come and evaluate him. He's had back pains and leg pains, and apparently the wing of the prison ward where he's staying, multiple patients have tuberculosis. So it's possible he's come down with tuberculosis, and he's got a fever, he's got a cough, and he's sleep deprived. They are actually torturing him with sleep deprivation. He stopped eating. He went on a hunger strike because they were giving him food. They were mixing cockroaches into his food, which is disgusting and cruel and horrible. And of course, that's Bladder Bear Poopin'. That's Vladimir Putin, who recently just passed a law stating that he can run for office, I don't know, for the rest of his life. I think through 2036, like a very long time. Yeah, so that's the kind of shit he's doing. That's the kind of lead that Donald Trump wanted to follow. That's not going to happen here. Let me knock on wood for that. Next up, President Biden just made an announcement today. Yeah, it is till 2036. Thank you, Lee Saunders, Lee from Leeds, UK. President Biden just made an announcement that vaccinations are going to be available to all adults above the age of 18. All adults will be eligible for this by April 19th. And he's doing this because there's confusion. There's some confusion. Different states have made it available at different times. He doesn't want there to be any more confusion. So by presidential decree, you shall all receive your shot in the arm, your Fauci ouchie, or you'll all be eligible to receive it by April 19th. So that's pretty good news. Also good news is that we learned by today, 167 million people, 167 million have been vaccinated, or at least have received their first vaccine shot And that's only in 76 days. So it looks like not only will he hit the 200 million vaccinated mark well before his first 100 days, some people are saying it's possible he can get as many as 235 million is the number I heard. So that's fantastic news. Imagine the things you can accomplish when you're not busy tweeting and golfing and doing a lot of bullshit. So there it is, guys. That's our quick hits of the day. All right. So I'm just trying to zoom through this because I want so badly to show you this promotional video. But anyway, speaking of video, it is now that time for our timeline cleanse. Wait, let me see if I can. Let's see. Hang on. Give me a second here. My 53-year-old eyes are figuring out these buttons. All right. Here we go. Timeline cleanse.
Is the White House concerned that Major League Baseball is moving their All-Star game to Colorado, where voting...
There's always some residue on this show here. All right. So, as you guys know, we have been following the George Floyd, excuse me. We have been following the Derek Chauvin trial as a result of what happened to George Floyd. And sometimes out of tragedy comes beauty. And in this instance here, a group of people performed, is this a new mic? No, it's the same mic I've been using. A group of people performed a dance. I believe it's a native dance in George Floyd Square. Now that area is referred to as George Floyd Square. So without further ado, let's dance. Check out the footwork, though. I love everything about that scene. I love the costumes. I love the dance. I love the people gathered around with their masks on, enjoying it and giving props. So I don't know when that was filmed, but I just found it today. So for me, it's brand new. Next up, we have two different species attempting to communicate with each other. One by land and one by sea. I give you land dog versus sea dog.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, you know what I did last night? You better not break my mother into this! You know what I did? You better not! I put that fly over there! Oh! And I fucked your mother next to it! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! What's your name? What? What is
One more
your
time.
name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, you know what I did last night? You better not bring my mother into this! You know what I did? You better not! I broke that fly over there. Oh! And I fucked your mother next to it. Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you!
That's great. There's some people, they're very creative. They got nothing else better to do than put words in the mouths of animals. Next up, how do you guys feel about health food? Tofu, anybody, or oat milk, or any of that stuff? Me personally, I'm not a fan of it. You know, I'll eat it, but I'm not going to pretend like I enjoy it. Like, I'd much rather have other stuff than health food. I found a guy who has a very creative way of expressing that scenario. And here we go.
I think it's so hard to eat healthy because healthy people act like healthy food tastes better than junk food, which just isn't true. Quinoa will never taste better than McDonald's. Just say, hey, of course I want a Big Mac, but I also want a six-pack, so I gotta eat this shit that tastes like crayons. Then I wouldn't be discouraged. You know how many people have told me oat milk tastes good? Have you tried oat milk? It tastes like a long-sleeve t-shirt. And I'm not saying you shouldn't drink it. It is better for you. But it's like drinking a canvas bag. I just wish someone would have told me. Because when I see all these farmers market health nuts acting like it tastes better than cow's milk, I feel like, wow, I guess I'm doomed to be an unhealthy piece of shit forever because I'm not getting whatever the fuck you're getting. And I understand you're trying to make the best out of a situation where you're forcing yourself to eat something that tastes like socks. But I think you'd encourage more people by being honest about the adjustment. Like, I switched from white bread to Ezekiel bread. My friend was like, yeah, you won't even notice the difference. I might as well have been eating a hockey puck made out of sawdust. And it wouldn't have been as bad if my friend would have just said, look, it's gonna be like you're swallowing a cast, okay? But do you want to have diabetes before you turn 35? Good, then drink this plant-based protein that tastes like Play-Doh. I think it's so hard to eat healthy.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of profanity in that rant, but that was right on point. I just love his comparisons to things tasting like socks and a t-shirt and Play-Doh and stuff. That was very colorful. Yeah. So, all right. So let's see. I want so badly to jump into the next thing, but let's go ahead. Let's do this roll call. We're going to do it quickly because I'm chomping at the bit to share this shit with you guys. Let's see. What do you got here? Let's show me where you're coming from. Show me where you are at. Roll call. Sydney from Lakewood, Washington. And Laurie B. from Rowley, Massachusetts, Pandora from Boston, Petty Deb from Arizona, Michelle from Berlin CT, Samantha from the Bronx, Texas, your boy Ken, y'all, Texas. Fox Hill Dreams from Aiken, South Kakalaki. Stephanie from Spring Hill, Florida. Samantha B. from Northeast PA. Midas Cat from Kentucky. Valerie from Staten Island. Tina G. in Albuquerque. Bernadette in Phoenix, Arizona. C. from Kansas City. Synth Fan from Orlando. Solid Blue Sister in Southern Cali. Cecile from Grapevine, Texas. Roger Gray from Farmington, Maine. He's Batman. Lee in Leeds, UK. Marty from Calgary. Jasmine Lacey is cold in Eagle River, Alaska. Sheila from Vancouver, Washington. Deborah Baldini from Woodstocko. Gina Potter from New Jersey. D. Corey Lord from Bellevue, Washington. Wilbur McCarthy, Root, that's our dog lover buddy. Ness from Connecticut. She Be in balmy Chicago. Stella is shaking Los Angeles. Linda Taylor from Garden of Aiken, South Kakalaki. Kat from Michigan. Alina from Illinois. Pasta D from Georgia. Hashtag Kemp Sucks. Hashtag Florida Swamp. Jamie from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the land of dairy, and she's not ashamed to say it. Watcher Soko from Orange County, California. The Joe Tough guy, he's vegan, no high blood pressure, no more heartburn. Stop your bragging. Excuse me. The Trump Reaper still making Trump vibrating sex toys in Long Beach, California. Amanda in Arkansas. Lisa Hathaway from Meow, Cleveland, Ohio. Julianne Gauthier from the Central Coast, California is wearing her shirt. I think I'm going to have to ask you guys to start sending me pictures of you wearing your shirt so that I can share it. You have to agree. If you're going to send me a picture, you have to agree to let me share it with the audience here so you can style your stuffs. Huh? I'll do a show where everybody gets to see everybody rocking their BDD merch. Resistor Sister 76 from Bristol, Virginia. Paula Freitas from Madeira, Portugal. Victorina sending love in Pahrump, Nevada. Sylvia Correa from Madeira Island. Kimberly from Houston. Cha-Cha from Seattle. Jennifer from Virginia. Misha, exhausted in Long Beach, California. Stacy in sunny SoCal. Nurse Mitch from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Sandra in Paramount, California. Puppy coming this week. Woohoo! That's exciting. And Lisa Hathaway is watching with her cats. Gavin Rutherford from Arran, Scotland. Sunny and snowy. Alaska Cindy from Anchorage, Alaska. Lucy from Orange County, California. RJ in Florida, ready for the second shot tomorrow. Punxsutawney Mo from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Adrian from Columbus, Ohio. My man Gudrun is here from Germany. Dankeschön. And Wilbur from Martinez, Georgia. That's our buddy. The Joe Tough Guy from San Francisco, home of Internet Joe Tough Guy. Karen Purdy from Newton Falls, Ohio. Kathy Murphy is late for the party, but stuck in CT. Glad you're here. Melissa McQueen from Seattle. Let's see. Mickey Wojo Mom is here from Greece, New York. And let's see. Cindy from Newton Falls, Ohio. Lisa Straw sending big love from Jupiter, Florida. Ms. Nick from Stafford, Virginia. And let's see, Deb B. from Divisive, Central Washington. Patty Duke for life from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And it's like, no, you guys don't have a delay. It's just that I'm behind on your things because when I said quick, you guys were like, quick. Okay, you got it. Monique from the DMV. And Kathleen Cross from Boothwyn, Pennsylvania. Hey, Jenna in Richmond, Virginia, and bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. So somebody is saying, Cindy in Alaska says she's got buffering, or is it her shitty internet? Anybody else having shitty internet? Anybody? Because we're done with this roll call. I'm going to jump right into the next thing. And I don't need anybody buffering while I'm showing this damn thing. Seriously, anybody buffering? Let me know. You guys good? You good? Monique, welcome. She says she's late, but she's here. No buffering. Alrighty then. Okay, so this is a project that I have worked on for now about a month. If I had to conceptualize it, then I had to gather the different clips, and I had to learn how to use the software, and then I had to put the shit together, had to add the music, I had to add the transitions, all that shit. Without further ado, this is the promotional video for Storytime with BDD. Hi, folks. Brooklyn Dad here. Most of you may know me from my tweets. Hang on. But some of you have been tuning in Monday through Friday. That's an issue with, for whatever reason, that's an issue with this application. The video is perfect, but I'm going to try it again. I'm going to reload it. Let's see what happens. There was a bit of a delay. Hold on. Hi, folks. There we go. Brooklyn Dad here. Most of you may know me from my tweets, but some of you have been tuning in Monday through Friday. That's you guys. At 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time to my daily show, Storytime with BDD. We discuss current events, life stuff, politics, random stuff, and of course, a few pages from my book, The Littlest President. I'm on YouTube now, so I hope you'll visit the Really American YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and join us. The kittens.
Hooray!
Yolanda. Is how Matt Gates. He used to be rich. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the video production. What do you guys think? I was trying to capture the essence of our show. I'm not even calling this my show. I'm calling this our show because there's this interaction between me and you guys, and so it is our show. So you guys like that thing? Should I take a bow? Thank you, guys. Thank you. So I guess the only thing is, when do I put this thing out? I don't know. I'm going to figure out a good time to launch it. And what the goal is to get more people into this room, into our little community, and share the fun and grow the show, so to speak. So, yeah, thanks for letting me share that with you guys. And now that we've gotten our roll call and promo video out of the way, let's jump right on into our first story. Excuse me. I'm just going to have a sip of water here. Okay. The first story, of course, is the Derek Chauvin trial, day numero 7. That's 7, right? Day number 7 saw an avalanche, a literal avalanche of police witnesses. All of these witnesses that the prosecution is throwing into the mix is, yeah, it's a big sippy cup. Was a gift from wifey. So I make sure I am well watered. So yeah, there's just an avalanche of police witnesses, which I think ultimately is really devastating to the defense. Right here we have, I got my notes here. Hold on. Okay. That was Sergeant Kerr Yang, and he is a crisis intervention coordinator. And he provided some very helpful testimony, as did the guy who followed him. Let's see. It was this guy here, Johnny Mercil. He's been a lieutenant since 1996, and he's a use of force trainer. And there was some interesting testimony that came out of this guy here.
At this time, I'd like to republish Exhibit 17. Sir, is this an MPD-trained neck restraint?
No, sir.
Has it ever been?
Not to my neck restraint? No, sir.
Is this a MPD-authorized restraint technique?
Knee on the neck would be something that does happen in use of force that isn't unauthorized.
And under what circumstances would that be authorized? How long can you do that?
I don't know if there's a time frame. It would depend on the circumstance of the time.
Which would include what?
The type of resistance you're getting from the subject that you're putting the knee on.
And so if there was, say for example, the subject was under control, and handcuffed, would this be authorized?
I would say no.
Fox Hill Dreams is asking, when do you think this will go to jury? Well, here we are in day 7, and the prosecution is still presenting witnesses, and they're likely to be presenting witnesses at least until Friday. And then the defense has to present their witnesses, and I expect they're going to have a series of experts, also police experts. See, what I like about the prosecution's strategy is that they are using cops, and normally there's this thing called the blue wall of silence. Well, there's quite a few cracks in that blue wall of silence where cops are coming out and testifying against this guy with no problem. Here, I do see one problem with the prosecution. They've got one witness who is actually pleading the fifth, and I don't think this helps the prosecution's case any. He's the guy who was with George Floyd the day he died.
Area where he would be invoking his privilege against self-incrimination is any activities that took place on May 25th, 2020, both before and after police arrived.
Okay.
Mr. Hall's testimony in these matters would specifically put him in the position of being in very close proximity to Mr. Floyd. There's an allegation here that Mr. Floyd ingested a controlled substance as police were removing him from the car. A car, by the way, that has been searched twice, and to my understanding, drugs have been found in that car twice. This leaves Mr. Hall potentially incriminating himself into a future prosecution for third-degree murder. And specifically, that's 609.195 subdivision B. And that statute, as the court is well aware, covers third-degree murder liability for someone who is involved in drug activity that eventually leads in an overdose. And that statute is broad, Judge. It does not just include the situation where A sells drugs to B, B then succumbs to an overdose. In fact, it includes any activity directly or indirectly, unlawfully selling, giving away, bartering, delivering, exchanging, distributing, or administering a controlled substance classified as Schedule 1 or 2.
Okay, so Cindy and Misha are identifying Maurice Hall as the drug dealer or the guy that sold him the drugs. Lee Saunders is saying the right are already all over that guy pleading the fifth. Of course they are. Here's the problem, though. That guy, Maurice Hall, the alleged drug dealer, he might not have even been a dealer. We know he's a dealer, but he could have just been a friend who handed him some drugs to use. That does happen in the drug world, just so you know. You don't have to be a dealer to have drugs on you and share it with the next guy. But yeah, so he is pleading the fifth, so he does not incriminate himself because his testimony will leave him open to that. But the important thing to remember is that Maurice Hall is not on trial. The crowd is not on trial. And so this was the part that was killing me about the questioning from the defense today. He kept going back to this crowd. What if they were yelling mean names? What if they looked threatening? Guys, this doesn't even look like a crowd. You want to call this a crowd? This is not a crowd. This is, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's count that guy with his hands on his hips as 7. And the girl in the street, that's 8. She's all the way. The rest of them, they look like they're waiting for the bus. They might just be waiting for the bus for all we know. But 8 people, that's not a crowd. And none of them are intimidating. One is a child. At least, actually, 2 of them are children. They spoke. They spoke. They were witnesses. One is an off-duty firefighter. 12. Okay, so Paula, 12. That's a generous number. Yeah, I don't see it. some of them are filming. Hey, get used to this. This is 2021. Or back then it was 2020. People are filming shit all the time when something is happening because shit be boring. And when something out of the ordinary happens, everybody pulls out their phone, wants to go viral. So, but yeah, the crowd is not on trial. Derek Chauvin is on trial. And the people testifying against him all witnessed his knee on the neck. The defense even had the audacity to take a screenshot from, I believe it was Derek Chauvin's body cam with his knee partially on his shoulder blade. He took the knee off the neck so that the paramedic could take his pulse. Oh, what a big favor you did him. Oh my God. He could have done that before he died. He could have taken his knee off of his neck after the first minute. He should have. Any decent human being would have. This was another person here. This was Nicole McKenzie. She's a medical response coordinator. I didn't think her testimony was all that helpful. She said bystanders do sometimes attack. Like, why do you even call this one up if she's going to say unhelpful shit like that? But the fact remains, there are more than enough people testifying to the fact that maneuver, that knee on the neck, is not recommended, that he should not have done that he should have checked on his well-being. All this stuff, he had 3 other cops there with him. One, Officer Tao, was actually controlling that dangerous, scary crowd. Yeah, Derek Chauvin was so afraid of this crowd that he nonchalantly kept his hand in his pocket while his knee was on his neck. Scribble My Dibble says 10 is officially the number of people in a crowd. So says the interwebs. All right, so that's a debatable crowd. It's debatable. It wasn't a mob, that's for sure. Crowd, maybe. But they were all kind of spread out. Some were just passively standing by. Yeah, but the defense is irritating the hell out of me. I'm not enjoying this thing. I might have to take a day or two off from watching this thing because the agita, it just irritates me. Let's talk about something a little bit less irritating. And I only say it's less irritating because it's less surprising. Some of you guys know that there is a situation in Florida right now. Florida has got an environmental crisis that is happening with their wastewater pond. This is insane. Anyway, Chip Franklin, the very clever Chip Franklin, put together another video today, and it was called Florida #FloridaSwamp. Let's check it out.
As a toxic wastewater reservoir is on the brink of collapse.
Florida just got worse. I know, how could that be? Well, the state that has no income tax is showing you what can happen to states that have no income tax. This is a reservoir full of shitty wastewater. I'm sorry, that's Ron DeSantis, but same difference. Now, here's the billions of gallons of toxic water ready to break through and create an environmental catastrophe. If this dam breaks and the water flows into the bay, it'll be like Aaron Brockovich for people with mullets. And here's the deal, Florida has rich people who live in West Palm Beach who pay no taxes. And these people also pay no taxes. They also make no money. Their financial plan is to send their teenage daughter to a Matt Gaetz fundraiser and hope he pays in cash. Rich people hate taxes, and they convince poor people the Democrats want the money they don't even have. That's Florida and Republicans in a nutshell. No one likes taxes, but no one likes to drink brown water and have their kids' chromosomes look like a gerrymandered congressional district.
They're stupid.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Sex charges.
Go fuck yourself.
Goddamn right.
Who's
winning?
Yeah.
So yeah, Chip is brilliant and quite funny. So a toxic wastewater pond in Florida's tiny point is on the verge of catastrophic collapse. Hundreds of people have been evacuated from their homes. You know shit is real when they're like saying, you got to go somewhere else. You can't stay here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency for this area. The thing that is actually most shocking to me is that there is a reservoir of wastewater, a pond that they're calling. It's a pond, and there's a leak, and it's really bad, and they're saying that there is an imminent collapse, and this imminent collapse could potentially cause a 20-foot wall of contaminated water. Some of the officials down there are saying that it's not radioactive, nor they're saying it's not toxic. But why is it even called a toxic wastewater pond? I mean, I don't get it. So right now there's a team of engineers and experts that have rigged this thing up where they are pumping water out. There's 300 million gallons of water in this reservoir. 300 million. And currently they are pumping out 23,000 gallons per minute. That's a lot of gallons. And so they're doing that to help, alleviate the pressure so this thing doesn't burst. And yes, Stephanie says the phosphates are bad. Apparently this toxic waste is coming from a phosphorus processing plant. Am I right there? Deborah B says from an old fertilizer plant. Very bad. Yeah. I wouldn't drink that water. I would not drink it. Bernadette says it's definitely toxic. Don't believe the shit they say. Trump Reaper says it is toxic. It looks dirty. Yeah, a lot of this water coming out of there is like brown or green. I'm sorry. I'm not drinking water out of my tap that looks brown. Has that ever happened to you? You turn the tap water on and all this brown shit comes out. That's rust. I'm not drinking rust, and I'm not drinking shit that's going to make an ear grow between my toes either. So all I can say is Florida is in some serious need of new leadership. And, Chip Franklin touched on it in his video when he talked about the disadvantage of not paying income tax in a state like Florida, because normally shit like this gets paid for with income taxes, So hang in there, Florida, I should say. All right. So speaking of taxes, I don't know if this is a good segue or not, but this is not even the right graphic. God damn it. I got my graphics ready. I just didn't put them. This is yesterday's shit. Just hang on a second, guys. I'm fast with that when I do this shit on the fly. Enjoy this entertaining humming. Okay, we're 2 seconds away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, boom. There we go. All right. So the Senate parliamentarian Elizabeth McGuinness has she has ruled that Democrats can now avoid having to blow up the filibuster, and they can still get bills passed by way of reconciliation, which is exactly the same way they got the COVID bill passed. Now, it's good that they can sidestep obstructionists like Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul and Marco Rubio and all those jackasses who are going to step up and say, this thing costs too much. Infrastructure, this is what's at stake right now. The infrastructure bill is supposed to be a bipartisan thing. Like, you don't have to be a Democrat or Republican to care about roads and bridges and broadband access and power grids and all of that shit that makes people's lives better and creates jobs at the same time. You don't have to belong to any particular party. But the first objection that they're going to throw up is it's too much money. Really, what their problem is, it's not that it's too much money. It's that either I didn't get enough money for my state, or I don't want to give President Biden the win, or whatever the hell it is, you know? So they're just going to obstruct to thank you, excuse me. It's Elizabeth McDonough. Excuse me, I said McGinnis. It's Elizabeth McDonough is the Senate parliamentarian. I swear, I didn't even know who she was before like a few months ago when she made her previous ruling. Excuse me. But this ruling is a very big deal. It also gives Chuck Schumer a win. Chuck Schumer was the one who actually, went and tried to see, hey, can we use reconciliation for infrastructure, knowing that Republicans are going to try to, snatch the ball away from them at the last moment. And he's been working with Mitch McConnell for such a long time. You'd think he knows his moves by now. So maybe he does, because he went and made this happen. And Mitch McConnell is not one bit happy about this development. This infrastructure bill is too much money, and I can't abide by it. But what it won't do is it will not help Democrats with H.R. 1. H.R. 1 is the voting rights bill that is crucial to our hopes in 2022. 2022, there's a whole shitload of people running for office for House and for the Senate, and we need a bill like H.R. 1 to pass. They can't use budget reconciliation for that, so I don't know what they're going to do. They still kind of need to mess with the filibuster. They need to knock that shit out. However, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are not budging. Specifically, Kyrsten Sinema came out and said, basically, what did she say? She said, when you have a body like the Senate that is broken, like the Senate or the Congress, you don't eliminate rules. Basically, she's saying, if it's broke, don't fix it. That's what she's saying. And she is horrible. She is horrible. I saw somebody posted a screenshot of a tweet that she liked on Twitter. You know how when you like something, it'll say, Kyrsten Sinema liked this tweet. And she liked a tweet that said, the outlook is good for the GOP in 2022. Why would you like a tweet that says that? It's no reason at all, unless you're rooting for the GOP. Really, they ought to switch her for maybe Lisa Murkowski. She seems more like a Dem than Kyrsten Sinema. She needs to leave. Thank you, Karen Purdy, for the reminder on that. I also want to mention something that has absolutely nothing to do with this reconciliation thing. I just want to mention that I saw an article today that the U.S. economy is apparently growing at the fastest pace since 1984. This was a statistic provided by the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. And the reason it's growing so quickly is the combination of the stimulus and the vaccinations and the rate of vaccinations. And they're projecting 6.4% growth, which is only going to be behind China and India. China is predicted to have like 8.4% growth, and India is like 12%, like a really high number. I'm pretty sure it's 12%. So America, despite all of the dire predictions about the suburbs are going to burn down and your 401ks are going to explode and the stock market is going to crash, no, apparently not. We added 900,000 jobs last month. It's an astonishingly high number. So they are expecting some inflation, but the inflation, it's not going to be terrible, supposedly. I don't know, but they say because of weak wage growth and unemployment, it's going to go up. We are going to see some inflation, but it's not going to be like, oh shit, a thing of milk is $10. It's not going to be that. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. It is now time for You Raggedy Bish. And today's Raggedy Bish is none other than Raggedy Mitch McConnell. By now, I'm sure many of you have seen this picture already. It's a meme. And for those of you who are listening while you're at work and you're not watching, this is a picture of Mitch McConnell with a bunch of corporate logos on his head because he is known for having sold out his principles for corporate sponsorship. He is one of the main people who is responsible for getting Citizens United, that awful rule stating that corporations are people and hence they can give any amount of money they want to political causes. Now Mitch McConnell is pissed at the corporations like Coca-Cola and Major League Baseball and Nike because they've taken a look at Georgia's voter suppression laws and they don't like it and they're stepping away from it. So he says, my warning to corporate America is to stay out of politics. I'm not talking about political contributions, though. Keep giving me money. I just don't want you to say nothing. Pretty much. That's his stance. Citizens for Ethics tweeted, there may not be another politician alive who's benefited more from corporations spending money on politics than Mitch McConnell. Turns out he's only for it when they do things he likes, though. Richard Hine tweeted, Mitch McConnell can tell corporations to stay out of politics when he refunds all their money. Amen to that. Yeah. So what's Mitch gonna do? Huh? Is he gonna boycott Coke like the former guy here? They're gonna wait a minute. What's that? This dumbass said he was boycotting. Oh, wait. He said he's not boycotting Diet Coke, just regular Coke. You know, because Diet Coke is made by a different company. And there he is trying to hide the Diet Coke behind the phone. Sad. Sad. But yeah, so Mitch McConnell is the face of hypocrisy of the GOP. They only like corporations when their mouth is shut, but their wallets are open, contributing to all the dastardly, awful things that they believe in. You know, but it doesn't work like that. If you have such a problem with corporations speaking up and making their positions known, maybe you should revisit that whole Citizens United decision, huh? Get the Supreme Court to overturn it, huh? Put your money where your mouth is, Mitch. We don't care very much for the way you take money from corporations, and you don't want them to say nothing about nothing. So Deb wants to know, when will he leave? I don't know if he'll ever leave. He keeps getting reelected. I don't know how he was reelected in November. Seriously, I don't like to go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theory, but seriously, guys, this was the most unpopular dude with an approval rating under 20%. How did he lose? How did he win and win so bigly? I don't know. And yes, Stella Baxter is reminding me, don't forget his wife is a crook also. Jamie says it looks like his face is melting off. And Minus Cat says he cheated. Simple. So does Karen Purdy says that. Yeah. I don't know how he cheated, but especially when you had guys like Chris. What was his last name? Chris Kine or something like that. Who the guy who kind of who was in charge of cybersecurity. He insisted that this election was the most secure of all time. His lips are purple there. He went through a period where he had bruises all over himself. I don't know if he got beaten up or something. Jamie says he is the proof Dems didn't cheat. There is no way he would be in office if we did. Bingo. Him and Lindsey Graham too. That's it. So yeah, Mitch, you are today's Raggedy Bish. All right. So it is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the littlest president. The littlest president is available on BrooklynDadDefiant.com and some other places that we will not mention, except, also Barnes & Noble and that other bookstore that somebody told me a day or two ago. I don't remember which one it was. But if you get it on BrooklynDadDefiant.com, you get this beautiful signature. Look how lovely and swooshily it is. It's so swooshily. I love it. And I can write Hui Juan, or I can write anything. I can write, you need to leave. Books A Million. Thank you, Stephanie. It's Books A Million is the other place that sells this book too, but they don't sell the autographed copy of it, I'll tell you that. The Littlest President is starring President Barack Obama, Hillary Rodham Clinton, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Joseph R. Biden, and the R stands for ready to kick that ass. He's blurry. Bladderbear poopin', holding the puppet strings on Spanky McDumbass. Complicit Barbie, Rudy Giuliani. Gummy McJuicebox, Kellyanne Conjob, Stephen the Snake Miller, and Mitch McTurtle McConnell. You see he's got that little sticker on his shell, property of Moscow. Little traitor. Did you guys see they're starting to get some former Trump staffers on the Hatch Act? They really need to go after Kellyanne Conway, Conjob, Kayleigh McEnany. A whole lot of them violated the Hatch Act. Anyway, it's now time for our favoritist page ever because, oh, look, Marty says, too funny. I can read along with you to proper tone now. This is Spanky McDumbass. Spanky McDumbass is sad. He used to be rich. He used to be a businessman. He used to be a TV star. He used to have a Twitter account. He used to be the littlest president. But now Spanky McDumbass is in jail. How did he get here? Let's go back. Yes, let us go back, shall we? Oh, we got a troll alert here? Yeah, get them out. The Bazoosphere is a troll. Yeah, okay. People are right on top of you, Bazoosphere. You need to leave. Yeah. Okay. Let's see now. I got the page right here. Okay. So, speaking of H.R. 1, H.R. 1 is our voting rights bill that has already been presented, but it hasn't been passed. It's going to take a whole lot of heavy lifting to get that done. But what happens if we don't get her done? You got to consider the possibility that H.R. 1 might not get passed. So what do? We do the only thing we can do. We organize. We know how to do that. It's very simple. Americans were so infuriated by the verdict of the trial, they quickly mobilized to beat Spanky in 2020. We've done this before, guys. Here we go. Hundreds volunteered. Thousands registered to vote. Millions marched to spread the word. Spanky did everything he could to change people's minds. He lied. He screamed. He tweeted. He bleated. He even tried to start a war or two. But America had already made up its mind. Spanky was the worst little president America had ever seen. Yeah, so I'm seeing some comments here. Jamie from Wisconsin says we can do it again. Let's see. Did we get that troll yet? Tina G says over that troll. Stacy Mendenhall says if H.R. 1 doesn't pass, Wilbur McCarthy and she will be driving people to the polls in 2022. I hear that. You know what? I'm chuckling, but that is a fantastic idea. And Wilbur McCarthy says Republicans are petrified of H.R. 1. Because, think about it. H.R. 1 will take the number of people who are currently registered to vote and have the ability to do so safely from the comfort of their own home with absentee ballots from here to like Here! Here's so many people. Seriously. And when we have turnout, we win. We win. Like 2018 was probably like the biggest landslide I can remember, in the House races. It was fantastic. And we've done it before. We can do it again. It just takes, dedication and commitment. You have to believe in what it is that we are doing. And it also means reach out. It means reach out, organization. You have to have an organized process in order to get more people registered to vote. And you have to find out who's not registered that we need to get registered. Who is going to be impacted by these 47 states worth of voter suppression laws? Who's going to be impacted by that? Mostly people of color. Also older people, senior citizens. The Republicans used to love senior citizens. Now they could care less about them. Just a few months ago, they were telling us to kick grandma to the curb for the economy. It's unreal. Yes, BDD. Lisa Straw says BDD has the best moderators. Yes, you guys are on point. The troll, the thumbs of doom. And that reminds me, I am, unfortunately, guys, I said I was going to switch things up. So I will get to that at some point. All right. And Lexi wants to know, did you know that John Cusack is an anti-Trumper? I'm pretty sure you mean John Cusack, right? The actor? Because you wrote Cusack here. Yeah, I think he's progressive too. So I have my own battles with progressives, man. They don't care for me much. You're a neoliberal corporate shill. If they could see me doing that now, they'd be so mad. I don't give a shit. Rose Twitter. Fuck you guys, man. They are so miserable. God damn. Seriously, about progressivism, there's certain things that I get. There's certain things that I support. But once they get the notion in their head that you are unpure, that you don't 1,000%, they're going after AOC. Like she's not far left enough for them. AOC. She's the Green New Deal woman. She's not far left enough. So, God, what do you guys? What is it? I don't know. Let's see. So, let's see what kind of questions you got for me, guys. I got like this many minutes for questions and answers. Lori B, take care of your daughter. Love to have you here. See you soon. Cecile Kazemi says, in Texas, they're trying to pass a law to prevent people from driving people. Jesus, really? To prevent people from driving people to drop off ballots. That's insane. Watcher Soko says, us old people vote Democratic. Corey Lord says the Republicans used to be a family party, but now they turned against our country in favor of Trump's legacy. Yeah, right on point there. Melissa McQueen says, I thought Biden was going to implement automatic voter registration. So that is part of H.R. 1. That's why H.R. 1 is such a big deal. It is a humongous, right off the bat, the automatic voter registration, that's going to be huge. Huge. Yes, John Kasich is a former governor of Ohio. Yeah, I've known he's an anti-Trumper. But now that Trump is gone, he can go back to being conservative shitty. Pretty sure of it. Let's see. Jamie says, when people call me liberal, I'm like, and? Yeah. Let's see. Switch mods whenever you want to. Thank you, Tina. And Lexi wants to know, how's the kittens? The kittens is lovely. They're beautiful. They're doing their thing. Yeah. And is progressive socialist. I think it's a spectrum. Like, for instance, that guy, Proud Socialist, he's got the hammer and sickle logo next to his name, and he's talking about Karl Marx, and it's he says Proud Socialist. I guess he's got to change it to Proud Communist. I don't know. But okay, so I'm not seeing any question. Oh, here we go. Solid Blue Sister always got a question for BDD. Do you think teens under the age of 18 should be allowed to start transgender change? I do not. So you do not, Solid Blue. I think in certain instances, I think you got to take it on a case-by-case basis. I don't think we know enough yet about it. Me, personally, I think if they're old enough to consider that sort of thing, why not let them be? I don't know. Maybe let them, there's certain things that we make people wait until they're 18 to be able to do, or 16, for instance. In some states, you can drive at the age of 16. Some states you can get married at the age of 16. So some states believe the age of adulthood is 18, and some think it's 16. So I think if you are considered an adult, you should be able to make that decision on your own. Unfortunately, the states where the age of adulthood is considered 16, most of those states are down south, so they're ruling out. They are enacting laws against transgender change all over. So I think the point will be moot there. But I think the whole point of being an adult is that you make a decision and you deal with the consequences, you stick with it. So I think if you're an adult, you should be able to make that decision. But until you're able to move out or at least until you're 18, that decision should wait until you're 18, I think. Okay, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Guys, thank you for joining me for another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, a.k.a. Brooklyn Dad. And thank you for coming. And if you must go out, please make sure you wear your masks, 2 of them. Wear your gloves. Keep your social distance. 6 feet or better. And have a lovely, relaxing evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. I love you all. Peace. Boom. Hey! Hey! Thank you, Cindy. And yes, it is an honor to be called liberal, Lucy. Deb B is reminding us all to please hit that like button on your way out. Thank you so much. Thanks to the Mod Squad. I think that name is going to stick, Stacy. Thank you for that. Jamie says, man and woman is a construct made by people. You are welcome, Solid Blue Sister. As always, thank you for your question. I'm Batman. Smash that like button. Smash it. Hey.